Welcome to Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Monday, November 11th, 2019. I'm Astrologer Dave Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Well, thanks so much for being a part of HighVibe.tv. This is where you get these daily video horoscopes every day. Make sure that you check out the app and make sure that you subscribe to get the exclusive content. Also, my pre-2020 video, Understanding If You're on Destiny's Call. It is extreme. I'm sure you're feeling it right now. This is the full moon energy. We've got a lot going on with Jupiter and Venus coming up here in conjunction, and Jupiter at the galactic center. There is a lot happening. Neptune stationing, ready to come direct here in the next couple weeks. We got a new moon in Sag with Jupiter and Venus when Neptune comes direct. Are you really ready to be prepared for your ultimate destiny? Saturn Pluto coming up. This video is a 2.5-hour video, docu-style. It's done. Go check it out at highvibe.tv on the paid video section. You're not going to want to miss this video. But before we take a look at all the planets, let's take a look at the Leo King's planet energy meter. Time to say where all the energy is for your full moon in Taurus Monday. And I'm sending you lots of great energy. I am sending you lots of love and light. And I'm hoping that you have an awesome, amazing, and spectacular, wonderful, and awesome full moon in Taurus. And before I go to that energy meter, guess what? It is spiritual dance music. We're actually doing a live spiritual dance music with an audience. So if you are in the LA or Orange County areas, our studios are in Orange County, Huntington Beach. Please email Craig@theleoking.com or info@theleoking.com. But Craig will get back to you because I get overloaded. Because we are going to make sure that you are a real person, and before we give you the location and to be able to be part of this full moon ceremony we're doing tonight, we will be doing Deep Love Tarot as well. We got a lot going on here at the High Vibe. Anyway, I'll see you tonight for spiritual dance music. I'm putting that energy meter, of course, at the extreme position. Beep, beep, boo. That's because today the moon is exalted, of course, in Taurus. And this is with Uranus in Taurus. Now, yes, last year we had a full moon in Taurus with Uranus, but you have to remember that last year it was a new moon in Libra that came before it, because that full moon last year was pretty much on top of Uranus, squaring the nodes. And that was Venus retrograde time. So it was full moon in Taurus with Venus retrograde in a bad position, Scorpio, right? So this is a different whole entire beast. We just had a new moon 2 weeks ago with an opposition to Uranus and Taurus, and that was the first new moon in Scorpio to oppose Uranus and Taurus since the 1930s. So this is a whole different set of energy about moving forward into your life and making choices. One, about re-weighing out what is truly of worth to you. And this is difficult with Uranus because Uranus is making sure that you take in consideration all aspects of things and whether it connects or not to your true divine sovereign self. And especially with the Mercury retrograde, right, in Scorpio in opposition to this full moon, it's like, why do you keep looking into trying to understand certain things or turn things and transform things in your head that are not showing the data that they hold the value and the worth? This moon in Taurus in opposition to Mercury retrograde is going to win the battle because it is a full moon in exalted position. This is going to win over a Mercury retrograde that is going to try and turn things into things, especially with Mercury, right? It's retrograding. It has been making sextiles over to Pluto and over to Saturn, right? So it's like we have to look at this long, hard, but really good decision about our long-term goals. And this full moon is trining over to the Pluto-Saturn aspects. So this full moon is about getting us on a true track of sovereign and truth, the truth of our authentic true self. And it don't matter what anybody thinks with the Uranus opposition to the new moon. That was what set up this full moon in Taurus. Also remember Mars. Mars is in Libra, so it's in its detriment, not in its most happy place, but it's come off those hard squares. And Mars is aspecting Jupiter out of shadow at its full strength, in its dignified place, and we did not have Mars in Libra while Jupiter was in Sagittarius 12 years ago in 2007. Nope. Mars was in Scorpio when Jupiter went into ingress of Sagittarius. It takes Mars 2 years to come around. I'm sorry to say, folks, not since 1995, you will even get even close to even getting some data about Mars in Libra with Jupiter and Sag. So these are major portals that are opening for us, and it's all based upon the new moon that was 2 weeks ago in Scorpio. That was in opposition to Uranus, that it is unpredictable, it is exciting, but it is also things that are falling apart completely that are not part of the plan. And things that spring out of nowhere that actually make true deep sense of your values and your wants and your needs that are supposed to come in. So this is a turnstile that you're dealing with. And major transformational endings and beginnings with Pluto in the middle of this whole entire thing. And you got Saturn there, and Saturn is an ending energy of time. And there's things that are just, time is not going to work out for some things, and time is extremely going to work out for other things. And that Mars with Jupiter, I want to come back to that, because when it comes to the alliances we're making, the identity of that and so forth, it has to be on the same belief systems and make sense in the long-term understanding of the adventure in life that we want to go on. So there's a major aspect about relationships, especially because Venus is in Sagittarius, and it did just make these interesting quincunx energies to the North Node in Cancer, and the North Node in Cancer is making us look at the moon. And so this time, this full moon in Taurus of 2019, this one is powerful. It's powerful for the fact that, one, we are coming into this whole new zone of fulfillment emotionally that we need to find and actually have. But it's got to be about forward-moving energies. Going backwards into things that haven't worked out or hasn't made sense isn't going to work. And with Venus and Sag making a minor, but it's starting a major square to Neptune, what makes sense in the imaginative story that is in alignment with spirit? Remember, Neptune is really slow. It's stationing as over this next, 16 days from the 11th here, we have Neptune that's going to stop and come out of retrograde and go direct. So we are in a very karmic time. And in this karmic moment, I want everybody to know who knows. I want everyone to know who knows. It don't matter what people think. It don't matter how it looks. As long as it is part of it, that's what it's supposed to be. We are all about to go through the most intense stories of our lives. For real. As Jupiter is just a degree away, not even, it's half a degree away from the galactic center. These are galactic center adventures and doors opening in our lives. And it's going to be difficult for people that are going to be attached to the outlook of how they want things to look that don't make sense. That don't make sense. The universe is almost going to do this work for us. That might sound crazy, but it's your crazy if the universe says, yeah, this isn't supposed to be, or this is supposed to be, and you don't accept it. There's something about not accepting, because that Mercury in Scorpio is like, no, I want it to look this way, and I want it to be this way. I mean, Scorpio is beautiful. I love it. It is a transformational time, and you got to look at also the Sun and Mercury already made their Cassini here, and they're making nice sextiles over to Pluto. This is about massive change, but it's change to the right path in our life. And what is that right path? Well, Mars in Libra is about connecting with energy that is more harmony, more beautiful, and on the same quest. This is a quest. This is a quest to a higher understanding. This is a grail quest in many ways of the cup of life to fulfill ourselves with everlasting life, I guess you could say. I know I might be getting a little bit Neptunian there. But there is something to say about this big quality, and we have to do it because we are out of time. We are now going to enter after this full moon into a waning moon. And yes, it's going to complete this major cycle with the new moon that was in Scorpio about transformation into a better life that's going to be a turnstile and a crazy wild road. But it can be exciting, it can be amazing and fun, but it's also going to ditch out things that don't make sense. And some things are not going to make sense that actually truly make sense to other people. And that's the Sun opposed Uranus. Like, hello, it's giving you life. It's giving you life, and it's giving you excitement, it's giving you connection, but it's just not going to be the way that anybody looks or anybody thinks or that you could have predicted. And I'm saying that there's no time because Jupiter is at this galactic center this week, and then beyond this, as we enter December, literally once we enter December, Jupiter's out of Sag. Jupiter-Venus meet with the new moon. That's going to come in 2 weeks in Sag. And that's it, folks. Like, That's all, folks. Like, there's not going to be a lot of more options here. So if you're going to continue to play the game right now of like, you know what, I'm just going to stay out of the game. I'm not going to make choices. I'm not going to like assess what the universe is bringing to me that actually makes sense, or taking away from me that doesn't make sense. Is that what you want to be left with? I mean, this is a full moon in Taurus. This is an exalted position. We're dealing with a ton of dignified energies. And we got to remember that we got to use this Jupiter and Sag because it's dignified, and then it goes into fall. And the only time that you ever see that is with Venus. The benefics, Venus and Jupiter, which happen to be in a benefic sign of Sag, so they both love here. We're in a benefic time, and it's running out. The only ones that go from dignified to fall, Venus when it's in Libra, and Jupiter when it's in Sag. Because when they both come in, it's like, well, actually, it's even worse for Jupiter because Jupiter actually goes into fall and Venus goes into its detriment. So it's not like the worst place. And I think that there's a reminder from last year at these times, and you got to look at where you were at in 2007, especially at this time, November into December, because those were choices that you had made and journeys that you went on, and there could be a lot of like lessons that you have to remember and learn from, and they might be popping up in your face the same way, the same look, and being like, I'm not going to play that game. I'm going to play this game now. I'm going to actually play what the universe is showing me, and I'm going to take a different adventure now. We don't want to replay old tapes. We don't want to replay old movies. And Taurus is about a better life. Taurus is about knowing your value and knowing when to say no with Scorpio. When they both work together, it's about manifestation. This is manifestation, and let's not forget that it is 11/11. And I know I am not one that puts anybody, I'm not one to really get into that whole thing. But I am if the astrology says it is. And this astrology is potent as fuck. So you know what? This is a true gateway. And you can make this ultimate gateway by you seeing something so beautiful that the universe is trying to bring into your life that is better, that is communicating that is showing you that, but why are you doubting? Why are you doubting deep inside of yourself? And if you can't just be your authentic truth self and you can't communicate that and you can't be real with your feelings and you can't be real with it, then Taurus isn't going to want you to have that. Neither is Scorpio, because Scorpio doesn't accept liars and Taurus doesn't want to deal with anything that is not authentic, because then it's a fraud or it's a copy, or I was going to say a copyright issue, but I guess you could go deeper into it as a counterfeit. Are you dealing with counterfeit energies? Are you dealing with mimicking energies that are counterfeit? Because you're going to turn something that is counterfeit and just like it's like a counterfeit Rolex, right? And be like, no, I have a Rolex. You know what I mean? I got a Rolex. No, you don't. That thing you got off somebody off Fifth Avenue, and maybe not even maybe Fifth, maybe like Third Avenue. You know what I mean? And the trench coat was out. It's like we got to assess things. And we got to see what is the truth there. And you're going to start to see truths like you've never seen before as Mercury goes deeper and deeper and deeper down the temple. And this is a temple that we're going down into our truth. And we've got to take what is starting to show up. We have to. If you're just going to sit there and just, I mean, even though we don't know where this is all fucking going, trust me, Neptune in this weird space, Jupiter at the galactic center, we're dealing with energies that are way, way higher than we even realize in vibration. And, you know, when Jupiter was here last time, this is when Jupiter and Pluto met before Pluto went into Capricorn. So we saw a big vision 12 years ago. Now it's time for us to own that vision. Let's own that vision. Let's own what the best life could be. Everything is divinely timed at this moment. Whatever is showing up in your world and the things that are happening, it's divinely orchestrated, and you have to play this game and understand the orchestration. And it's very simple. What is counterfeit and what is real? And what just makes sense and what does not? Queen of Cups reversed. Ooh, we are not feeling fulfilled. And you know what? In that Queen of Cups reversed is saying that we have to find a way to be enriching and nurturing in ourselves. And we have to learn to take care of ourselves. But you know what? It's uncomfortable to deal with uncomfortable situations. But it also is uncomfortable to not take in situations because you're afraid. Because you're afraid of the feeling. We are at a time where we have to deal with uncomfortable issues about feelings that we don't want to have to deal with confrontation. Where it feels like we're unnurturing. But actually we're nurturing ourselves by dealing with those uncomforts and being like, yeah, that's just not what it is. But also, at the same token, we've got to find comfort by actually stepping into emotional situations that to us may be flipped or maybe not understood in the right way, but we have a sense in knowing, and we have to go through it, and we have to sit on that throne, and we have to sit into that more feminine energy of accepting it and feeling it, because you can't know anything until you actually have experienced or felt it. And that's what Jupiter and Sag's ultimate understanding and teaching is through experience. And so if you're not going to go through experiences, if you're going to continue to be a victim about experiences, well, you know what? Then that's the teaching you'll get. But at the end of the day, it is all about the experience in life and the feelings right now with the North Node of Cancer. And we have to go on this feeling quest to find what is gold and what is fool's gold. Thanks so much for all your support. I truly appreciate it. Make sure that you check us out, Spiritual Dance Music, tonight. We also, of course, have my exclusive daily videos and my weekly content and my weekly sunsets, all on highvibe.tv, the apps, which are free to download, of course, and you can just subscribe to the app stores if you want to get the exclusive content, or on our website to get the paid videos to watch on the apps or Apple TV or Roku. Get it now. Go to highvibe.tv. Thank you so much for all your support. Truly appreciate it, and I will see all of you for tonight for Spiritual Dance Music, Deep Love Tarot, and tomorrow for Deep Astrology and After Dark. A lot going on over here at High Vibe. Later.